Okay, today we're looking at some multi-step questions that involve absolute value. So absolute value can be a lot like parentheses, meaning that we want to solve what's going on inside the parentheses first. And to solve what's going inside of absolute value, remember, if you spent $3 or you made $3, the absolute value of that is just simply 3. So what we're going to do is take this absolute value of 3 and convert the absolute value bars into a parentheses bar, and I'll show you why in a second. Essentially, what you want to keep track of, the fact is that this 3 is next to this absolute value, which means multiplication. So in order to keep that the way it's supposed to be, I like to put this in parentheses so I know I'm going to continue by doing multiplication. The mistake could be that you could take the 3 and say, okay, absolute value of 3 is plus 3, and then you end up with an answer like this where you added instead of what you should have done and multiplied. Another good example is one where there's actually two absolute values for you to solve first. Again, I'm taking the absolute value of the number and putting it in parentheses so I can maintain my multiplication. 4 times 6, 24, plus 3 times 6, 18. Mental math tells me to do 20 plus 10, 30. And then you could split the 4 plus 8 into 10 and 2, right? This is 12, which is where I get the 8 plus 4, and then I get a 42. Little mental math trick there, which I like to show every now and then. And then here, I like this question because there's actually some math that has to take place within the absolute value. So actually, first we have to keep our absolute value bars, the negative 14, and we could change this to a positive. This is a negative, so I'm going to change this to a positive, and then solve for, let's change this up, solve for our absolute value of negative 14, which is 14, correct? I'm just pointing this out here, trying to really stress the fact that we're evaluating this, so on and so forth. Now 6 times 10, we're going to do 6 times 14, 6 times 10 is 60. And then 6 times 4, 24. 60 plus 20, 80, plus a 4, 84. And don't forget, keep your negative sign. Plus 10. What's the difference between 84 and 10? Is 74, and then keep the sign of the bigger number, negative. So here's some good examples of solving multi-step absolute value expressions. Remember, taking absolute value, maintaining your parentheses, maintaining your multiplication, just solving with your basic order of operations. Hope this helps.